What's up guys, LBF back here, bringing you guys once again another Vans review. Today I have the SK8-Hi Mountain Edition. This is off the Mountain Edition pack. Colorway is Glazed Ginger. These are size 12 and these retail for $80. Please excuse the AC that's in the background here. This is the only place I can do this review right now. So I'm going to start off with a box here. This is going to be the new GR Classics box. You're going to see this for the Classics, the Core, and the Surf line for both men and women. Personally, I'm not really feeling this box too much. It's kind of girly in my opinion, but you know what? It's just the box, right? So let's get on to the shoes. Just picked these up about 2 days ago now. This pack released, I believe, late last month, and it included two models, the Era Mountain Edition as well as the SK8-Hi Mountain Edition. The Era released in 3 colorways, the SK8-Hi released in 4, and this is by far my favorite shoe in this pack. This glazed ginger colorway is just beautiful. The upper of the shoe features this pig suede, which is an incredibly soft suede. It's definitely some premium suede. It is coated in Scotchgard 3M spray, so this is a water resistant shoe. Keep in mind these are supposed to be used in the snow. That's exactly why they're called the Mountain Editions. Probably the best quality I've ever seen on a pair of GRs in my opinion, and for the price of $80 it's definitely a steal. The entire upper of the shoe is reinforced as far as the stitching goes. You have the jazz stripe here reinforced with an extra stitch, as well as the toe box here and along the eyelets here as well. Oh, and also the heel, I forgot to mention, it's also reinforced with an extra stitch. On the midsole here you have this classic white color. It's like an off-white, a very subtle off-white. And as you can tell, we have a reinforced heel as well as the standard toe bumper on the front. Definitely a nice touch here for added protection on the heel. There's also a reinforced patch here on the tongue with this leather. I like to call this a Ninja Turtle leather. It's kind of like this greenish brown color. You see this color on the tongue here as well as on the pull tab on the heel. And finally you see that same color here on the piping on the midsole. Moving on to the outsole, this is probably my favorite part of the shoe. This is the newly constructed lug outsole. As you can tell here, it is pretty much your reversed waffle outsole, which we've seen plenty of times before, except this one protrudes. You don't have that clean flush feel that you usually do with this reversed outsole. Definitely going to be wanting this when you are hiking around in the snow. This is a non-slip outsole. This is exactly what I wish we saw on the black crabs. This slip resistant outsole. By the way, this jazz stripe is done up in this really nice dark chocolate brown color, which is very subtle, almost looks like a black. You have that same color here on the laces, which are waxed laces to prevent water from soaking into them. This is a nice touch. On the eyelets here we have these kind of brass colored eyelets, which lead up to these two hiker eyelets on the top. In the interior of the shoe, we have this nice flannel. It's a wool material, so it'll definitely be keeping you warm where you got your feet in the snow. Same material here under the tongue, as well as on the insole, which is probably hard to pick up. You can faintly see it there. These shoes do feature this new technology here in between the outsole and the sock liner, which is also known as the insole. As you can tell here, it says thermal heat retention layer between the outsole and the sock liner. So your feet are definitely going to stay warm while you have them sitting in the snow. As they mentioned, that extra layer to keep your feet warm is in the sock liner or the insole, so we're not really going to be able to see that It's definitely a little bit thicker than your standard GR insole though. Another feature that I really like about this shoe to keep it weather resistant is the gusseted tongue here. It's kind of hard to make out, but you have this extra piece of material which is in this black leather. This goes all the way down to the bottom of the tongue here to keep water out. Definitely a nice touch to the shoes. You're gonna want that when it's pouring rain. Yeah, definitely a quality shoe here. These are selling out everywhere. I know these just sold out on the Vans website, which rarely happens. A lot of people are picking these up. Unfortunately, these are only available at cold store Vans retail stores, which means stores that are located in colder climates, which means the stores up north like Seattle, Portland, New York. I'm sure they've probably got some stores that carry these. Unfortunately, you can't find these at any Vans retail location in California as far as what I've heard, so you might want to call around, see who has these, maybe try to order them through the phone if you can. I know there were a couple other retail locations that weren't Vans that picked these up. Just an awesome shoe right here. Well, I hope you guys like this review, and be sure to stay tuned for the on feet as well as a water resistancy test. So unfortunately, after doing the water resistancy test, I did find some leakage in the shoe. Right here in the corner where the gosseted tongue starts, right where the leather is here, there is a hole right down in there. So just a small amount of space for the water to get into. That is the only problem that I found with these shoes. The upper itself does hold up really nice, the suede. And it does still keep its texture, which is nice. This is very soft pigskin texture. Still a great buy in my opinion. I still think $80 is a steal for these. Just keep in mind that you might have some holes here on the corners of the tongue. Still a pretty weather resistant shoe in my opinion.